Hi guys, welcome back to Build with Temi. And today we're going to be talking about partnership. Honestly, when this topic came to mind, I actually intended to talk about it from a purely business perspective. You know now, international business lawyer. But as I continue to research, think about, meditate and all of that, I got to discover that partnership is a whole lot more than business. And business partnership is just one aspect to it. Now, why is this even important today, and how can partnership help you achieve your purpose? At first, when I first started my business, I was the customer service, I was the lawyer, I was the admin, I was everything. And at that time, I was always tired, I was burnt out, and I was very, very inefficient. I wasn't happy because I felt like I wasn't satisfying my client. And at some point, I decided to hire someone and shed some of that load that was weighing me down. And then I saw the difference. I saw that I had more time to actually think about strategy. And the more I add people into the business, I see that the bigger things I can actually achieve. That is one form of partnership. It's not even partnership in itself, but it's one form of partnership. But that has taught me that if you are trying to do anything alone, there would always be a cap to the level of success you can achieve in that thing. And that is why you must always consider having partners. For instance, there are a lot of things in nature that you cannot do by yourself. A man cannot have a child by himself. A woman cannot have a child by herself. Even if the man says he's going to use a surrogate, he's going to adopt, there must have been a womb that will carry that child. That is a form of partnership. That alone tells me that in the design of this world, God did not plan that every single person is going to be working on their own. And it's so funny that the world is now in the social media era, and this is the most lonely time that we have ever been in this world. Before social media, people still connected more. And recently I was listening to a podcast, and one of the speakers there said that social media is gradually destroying relationships. When I heard that statement, I was taken aback. That, what do you mean? I mean, we are more connected than ever. Then she went on to explain. She said, for instance, if you see your friend that maybe the person posted that they are sick or they are celebrating something, you might just type congratulations, and in your mind, that is it. You have greeted them, you've done your own part, you've shown up for them. Or if they are sick, you just say, oh sorry, get well soon, and you think, okay, that is fine. Or you've not heard from your friend in a long while, instead of picking up your phone to call your friend, because you see their videos every other day, you just feel like, I still saw her yesterday, now she is fine. That person might not be fine. A lot of people are building partnerships and it's helping them to grow. Look at people like Enioluwa, Tomike, Diary of a Kitchen Lover, and so many other influencers that they've kind of put themselves in a particular group. All of them are supporting each other, feeding off one another, and it is helping them to continuously grow. You can do that at any level that you are. I have said all of this because I know that the society and social media especially is actively encouraging us to do life by ourselves, to live alone, to stand alone. But there are so many dangers, and some of them are: 1, building alone can kill your purpose. Life is challenging. Building anything is hard. Sometimes all you just need to keep going is that word of encouragement of someone telling you, don't worry, we can do it. When you are alone, building by yourself, nobody to encourage you, nobody on the side, it is very, very easy for you to just say, you know what, why am I even stressing myself? 2, it gives you a distorted perspective. You begin to see your way as the only way. And there are so many other ways to achieve a particular purpose. But by the time you open yourself up to people, you open yourself to partnerships and collaboration, you begin to see that, oh yes, your idea was good, but someone else had a better idea. Someone else had a better perspective. 3, it leads to emotional instability. Most of the anxiety, depression, and so many other things that is so popular in this day and age is because we have lost true and meaningful connections with one another. It's not that the older generation did not have the problems that we have today. Maybe they even had worse problems. But those problems, they've gone to a party on Saturday and they've had a conversation with it and everybody laughed about it. And that problem that seemed enormous before the start of that party just suddenly feels lighter. But that is something that we have lost now. I believe that you know that it's important we have partnership, but I will also show you how you can use partnerships to build a meaningful and a purposeful life. The first one is it helps you to expand your vision. So for instance, you come up with an idea that, oh, I want to do this and that, and the idea is great, it's fantastic. Then you share it with like minds like yourself. It's not everybody. And then you tell them this thing, this is what I want to do. And immediately they start to tell you, have you considered this? Have you considered that? What about this? What about that? The time you are done from that conversation, you have a more robust perspective of that thing that you're about to do, and you're able to keep going and keep pushing. The second thing partnership does for you is it amplifies your strengths and covers your weaknesses. We all know nobody is perfect. If I am working alone, you can immediately tell what my imperfections are. But the moment I have other people that we are working together, you cannot tell what my imperfections are, because there will be someone who is helping me to correct those imperfections in me. And that is another fantastic benefit of having partners. 3, it helps you achieve your purpose through encouragement. I remember when I first started running this business, there were many days I would say, you know what, I'm not doing it again. I was always crying to my husband, oh, I've given up. Oh, they abused me today on TikTok. I'm not doing content again. And every single time it will speak life to me, and I will begin to, you know what, it's not that bad. Let me just continue. Those are things that you need at certain points. Partnerships also helps you build legacy. We all know we are not living this world alive. We're all going to die. So if you want to sustain your legacy, you have to find those people that share your dream, that share your vision, that you can build together with. 5, I actually believe partnership is God's design. We can argue, but let's look at how we were created. Let's look at it from the perspective of the fact that God made male and he made female. And those male and female have consistently been coming together to, multiply all over the earth. We can see we are now 8.2 billion people. According to some people, we're just 2 at the beginning. So that means that they've done a lot of multiplication. That means and shows that there is some form of partnership going on, even in creation. After God created human beings, he expected that there will be synergy and they will work together to multiply and subdue the earth. 6, partnership turns an ordinary person into an extraordinary force, to be honest, because you won't even know this person is working with so many other people that are behind the scenes. Look at some of your favorite influencers. Yes, they are the face. Yes, they are the ones that are moving those things from your own perspective, but there are other people behind the camera. There are other people who have been doing a lot of work before you see that thing, that video, or that thing that they've worked hard on to produce for you to consume. Finally, it shapes your character and provides accountability. Partnership is like a mirror. By the time you start working with someone, the person can tell what your weaknesses are, and they will begin to call you out on it. The problem is that a lot of people don't want to be called out. Everybody thinks they are perfect when you're not God. So if you're working in a partnership and you're truly humble, you're going to become a better person and a better version of yourself. Now, let me teach you how you can build and sustain meaningful partnership. The first one is to enter every partnership with purpose and not need. Don't say, oh, I am so years old, it's time for me to get married. Or say, oh, this business, if I have a partner, it will be more successful. Ensure that there is a need for that person and you have identified that person. Before you find that need, you need to know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. You need to have studied yourself so that it can guide you as to getting the right person. 2, consider the person's character before you consider their competence. No, don't get me wrong. Competence is good. Yes, they have to be skilled at what they want to do. I can't just partner with anybody. Person has to at least first be a lawyer. That's even the first stage. But then, what is more important is their character. Because skills can be learned, but character cannot be learned. And this is important because the moment you guys partner up, your reputation becomes their reputation becomes your reputation. One way you can use to know someone and their behavior is how they behave when there is food, especially when there is free food. We'll talk more of that in future. 3, seek divine direction. Now, every single one of us on this planet, we connect with God and we hear God. I don't know, like it's different from different people. Some people will say they dream whenever they want to make a decision and they will know exactly what to do. Some people will say they hear a voice in their heart. Some people will say, they will have a conversation with someone and then they will just know that, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. whatever your process is, just think about the past. Like whenever you have made FT decisions, how did you know that this was the right decision for you to make, and you made that decision and it was good for you in the long run? Just think about that and try to start working yourself back and use it to ask God that, should I get a partner? If I should get a partner, who should this partner be? Should I choose Mr. A or I should choose Mr. B? And one way or the other, you're going to get a response. Another thing I will say is that you should be ready to take whatever response you get, because most of our problems is that when that response comes, we don't want to hear it. The one we heard is not, why will God say this person that I like, I should not partner with them? This person that, they have more followers, I'll become very famous, I'll become very popular if I partner with them. You have to be ready to take whatever that response is, whether it is negative or whether it is positive. And I believe that once you take and you obey the correct response that God has given you, your future self is going to thank you. 4, communicate clearly. Once you partner with someone, you have to be ready to discuss any and everything in regards to that partnership that you're in. So you have to be able to have those uncomfortable conversations. There will be very uncomfortable conversations because partnership is like a mirror, but you have to be ready to have those conversations. There will be people that want to get in between you guys for their own personal benefit. So you have to be very vigilant and sensitive. 5, define boundaries and responsibilities. The fact that you're a partner with someone doesn't mean that you are not that person. Like both of you, nobody has their own individual personalities. There must be boundaries. Everybody must know what they like and what they like to do. Where frustration comes in partnership is where I want you to do what I want to do, and then I'm not allowing you do what you want to do. Everybody's needs must be met within that partnership. 6, build trust slowly. Yes, you want to enter into partnership with someone, maybe to be doing business. You won't just immediately when you guys meet, you just say, oh, okay, let's sign a partnership agreement. You first do one transaction together. Let's see how they behave. Let's see how they work with money. Let's see what they do. And then once that work, you can now move to other transactions. Resolve conflicts with wisdom and love. There is no way you will be doing anything with anybody and you guys will not have issues from time to time. You will do what the person will not like. The person too will do what you would not like. So be ready. Even before the moment you're entering that partnership, you must already know that yes, we will fight. We will have issues. But be ready to resolve all those issues with wisdom and love. Every single time, always seek the other person's highest good. And I hope the other person too will seek your own highest good. And that is the only way you guys can ensure that that partnership is beneficial to both of you. Remember that it's better for you to actually be alone than to be in the wrong partnership. 8, renew your commitment to the partnership consistently. There are business partners that I know that every once a quarter, the partners will just go for a retreat where they are going to have the most uncomfortable conversations. It's going to be like a shutdown. But by the time they are coming out of that retreat, they are coming out better. They are coming out bonded more. They are coming out in a better position. Even people will tell you, even in marriage, that after some time, maybe every month, maybe every 3 months, every 6 months, that you guys should come together and have those uncomfortable conversations and renew your commitment to each other that, yes, I am happy to be in this thing. I want to continue being in this thing. So that one party is not thinking, oh, maybe it's just me here. Or the other party is thinking, oh, maybe it's just me here. Finally, ensure God is at the center. Whatever it is you're doing, especially when you're doing things with other people, ensure that you are consistently holding on to God in the midst of it, so that even if that partnership doesn't work, you're not going to be fully heartbroken. Maybe just before that person betrayed you, that's when your mindset will say, no, it's time for you to move out of this space. So ensure God is the center always. This video will not be complete if I do not tell you about the most important partnership in your life, and that is the partnership with God, the partnership with your maker and your creator. That partnership that when you truly enter it, it completely changes your life. And this is not a partnership that you have to do anything for. You just have to desire it and be ready to say, you know what, God, help me. That is the partnership that we lawyers will call the grand norm. Every other partnership flows from this one. It is this partnership that is going to direct you on how you should enter and sustain and build the other partnerships that we have been talking about from the beginning. One thing about partnering with God is that you stop chasing things, you stop chasing people. You just have this newfound confidence that you actually cannot explain to anybody, because you know that God is in charge of your life. You get to that point where you're not scared of anything. As I am like this, I'm not scared of the economy, because I know I will be fine. I will always be fine. The most fantastic benefit of partnering with God is the peace that comes. That peace is priceless. There is also a popular saying that I absolutely love. It is the fact that God cannot mismanage your life. So why don't you take that life and just trust God with it? Also, it's important to state that partnership with God doesn't mean your life automatically becomes perfect and everything is working, but it just means that at least you know that regardless of whatever it is you're going through, you're going to be fine. Life can't be perfect. You need to grow. If life is too perfect, you get bored. So today, ask yourself, am I really partnering with God? Or am I just asking God to bless my plans? Because most of what we are doing is, God, okay, I want to japa. God, help me to japa. Without actually doing what we should be doing, which is, God, should I japa? You know, there are two different things, and be ready to take whatever answer that you get, because partnership with God is not getting him to agree with you. It's you agreeing with his plan for your life. And yes, this is your invitation to step into that partnership that will never fail. Every other partnership with anybody has a chance of failure, but partnership with God is truly going to ensure that you're having a purposeful and a fulfilling life. And that's it on this episode of Build with Temi. Thank you so much for watching, and I pray that God opens your heart so that you can truly learn how you can partner with him. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and feel free to send an email to me at buildwithtemi@gmail.com. And like I said in my previous videos, if you're going to send an email to me, put the heading of what your email is about, type the body of the email with whatever issue you want to discuss with me. Thank you for watching, and see you next week.